So it's AI generated comment, and with AI generated comments, the comments normally come as a lot. It's a problem that currently many journals are dealing with. Many journals are dealing with the same issues. Many reviewers generate comments with AI, ChatGPT or Copilot or one of these AI tools. Yeah, and because of that, comments tend to be too many, plenty, but they are not genuine. Some, yes, have a relationship with the paper. Some too, they are not related. And I'll say many of them, not even some. Many of them are not related. And those who are even related, they are twisted. It's a problem that many journals are dealing with now. It's a challenge because some of the comments that some people pass, to be honest, they have no relevance to the paper. Most of them don't have relevance to the paper, but it is allowed to be, should I use the word, to be seen or something like that. Yeah, it's a big problem now for many editorial teams all over the world. Because one, it's difficult to even get people to review papers. And then when you also get people to review, they also generate a comment with AI. Not only reviewers, but the issue of AI currently, to be honest with you, is creating so many problems all over the world. So many, you know. Not that there is something bad with AI. AI is good. In fact, AI is helping in many areas. It's really helping as far as work and coming up with some things are concerned. AI is really helping. At the same time, AI is also causing a lot of confusion. Just yesterday or something 2 days ago or so, in Australia, their music group, let me put it that way, not really a group, but just like Ghana Music Association or American Music Association or UK Music, whatever, they came up with a policy that people shouldn't generate music with AI. You know, now some people generate even music with AI.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with, as I said, there's nothing wrong with AI. If anybody says there's something wrong, that's not true. But the problem with the AI is using the AI as a form of like the surest way, you know, with no comment, with no changes, nothing, and you are using the AI to generate. You are using AI to generate the work that you are supposed to do. That's a problem that people have, you know. But at the same time, people are coming up. Please join us online. Thank you.
That's nice. Yes.
So yes, once again, there's nothing wrong with AI. AI is just like calculator. I always see it from this. Yeah, AI is just like calculator, computers, and so forth. They are all helping us in one way or the other, you know. But at the same time, some people are misusing it. The issue has to do with misuse or abusing. Let me use that word. I think abuse is better. The word is abuse. Some people are abusing the use of AI. I think that's the better word. To say abuse. Let me put it that way because AI is good. Hey, AI is helping a lot. Personally, AI is helping me. If I lie to you, then that means I'm not truthful. AI is really helping me, especially with my research. It's really helping. But at the same time, I think some people are abusing it. And that's where the problem is. So if you see our comment, the comment is about 12 to 20 page comment. I've never seen comment like that before since I started doing research. 20 page comment. Amazing. It's serious. And most of the comments were generated by with or by AI. Yeah. This week I've had issues with 2 reviewers. I sent like I invited them. Like as you are here, maybe let me take example, maybe Noah and Benjamin. I send you reviewers invitation that I'm inviting you to, because I'm the editor. So I'm inviting you to come and, or I'm inviting you to review a certain article for me. I send the email to you, and within, it's not even within less than 20 minutes, you bring back you bring back the reviewer's comment, or you send me the reviewer's comment. And the reviewer's comment is not like 2 page or 1 page. It's almost like the person has generated almost 7 page reviewer's comment with less than 20 minutes. Hey, are you like hey, are you are you a robot to generate a comment? Because when you start reading an article, if you are really reading any article, you are reading any article, can you tell me you can use 20 minutes to generate 7 page report reviewers comment? It's not possible. But I mean, the thing is, it was obvious, or it is obvious. The person used AI to generate it. So immediately I received the comment, I sent it to the editorial team that this comment, I will not consider it. I will not consider unless they will write back to the guy for him to maybe write something new. Other than that, I will not look at it. And that's exactly the same thing happening to our paper. Our paper, you can see the comment that these people have passed. Majority of them, if I'm not even exaggerating, I can say all of them were generated with or by AI. Because look at the comment, 20-page document, 20-page comment. It's
Doc,
it's not reasonable. It's never done anywhere.
I tried reading the comment.
That's why I began by saying that AI is helping us, but at the same time, I think there is a form of abuse. Some people are abusing it, and I think that there should be some control somewhere going forward. Other than that, it's going to affect all of us in a certain way, and the certain way I mean negative way, because I think some people are abusing the use of AI. Yes, some people are abusing it. They are not using it in the right way. Because if you look at the comment that we have received, most of the comment, they don't even make sense. If you have read through the comment, but it's AI. If you upload your article, or if you upload an article into the Copilot, or into any of the AI platform, ChatGPT, and say pass comment on this, or reviewers comment, it will generate it for you within 1 minute. That's what some people do nowadays. You know, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot in terms of how the whole thing is being discussed. Because I had a discussion with one prominent professor here in Sydney within the week, and the professor was also telling me that, well, it's the reviewers also I think they also have a point, because here is the case: people are reviewing articles for journal, they don't get benefits, like they don't get money. It's almost like nothing that they get. And more importantly, nowadays, many people are busy. Well, as for business, I will not say nowadays. Human beings have been busy since day one. You know, it's like people are busy. Okay, but I believe that if you are busy, that's my point. If you are busy and a journal invites you to review an article, I think it is good for you to say, I don't have time. I think it will save you. The reason why I'm saying this is that, you know, recently somebody threatened a certain journal, I just don't want to mention names, to publish AI generated comments on social media with a reviewer's name on it. It took some people's intervention for that person to stop. So imagine maybe you, the reviewer, your name end up on the internet as someone who generates comments with AI, with all the backlash and names and all that. I don't know how you're going to feel. I don't know how where your name will go, or how far the whole thing will go. So I think that if a journal invites you to review in a comment and you think you don't have time, that's my personal opinion. I mean, people may disagree. I think that decline, say I don't have time. Yes, I think, and nobody will do anything to you if you decline an invitation to review an article. Just decline. It's not news. You haven't done anything bad. Don't feel bad. It's normal. The same way journals reject our papers, the same way that you can also reject invitation. It's better that way than to go and use AI, because as I said, recently there was a contested issue. The thing nearly came out of social media and some people intervened. Other than that, the thing should have been there. Some people's names should have been out there. Because those professors, big men, big people in academia, because they don't have time, they use AI to generate some comments. And some people were very angry. They wanted to publish their names and the comments online. It took some people's interventions for the whole thing, for them to just say, oh, okay, no, let's stop the whole thing. And then it's like they discarded, or they just put the matter somewhere. So I am encouraging everyone here, as we are all here learning how to write articles, I'm just trying to also introduce some of you into editorial work, because now I'm an editor. Thank God I'm an editor. Not only the editor, I also do a lot of reviews and all that. So I'm just going to encourage some of you, if you have time, it's a good thing. Don't think about the money. As for money, there's no money in it. But I think you can decide to do once in a while, so that you build yourself up. Especially those of you who are already PhD students, even if you are not a student and you are not doing a full-time studies now, I think it's still a good way to gain experience and it's in editorial work. And it will give you a better picture of how articles are reviewed, so how comments are passed, and so forth. So do it, but do it within a limit that you think you are comfortable. Don't accept so many reviewers or review comments, or should I say, invitations. I mean, don't accept so many invitations. Reject some of them, decline some of them. And nobody is going to do anything to you. Nobody will beat you. Nobody will sack you. Because there's no money in it. There's nothing in it. And if you say you don't have time, nobody will do anything to you. They will even reply by saying that, thank you very much. So and so and so and so. And then they'll go their way and you also go your way. Yeah, but I think it's good for you to put yourself in it. So some of you here, I have already invited some of you in the past. You have passed comment. And I'll continue to do so, because recently I've got an offer from another journal, which I'm going to be an editor, hopefully soon, which things are being done. The Journal of Energy Infrastructure is an Elsevier journal. Actually, I'll use the word, is new. So let me put it that way. Yeah. For now, I personally, I prefer going with new journals, because new journals, the competition are not high. When I say competition are not high, because somebody who is an early career researcher, you can't be competing with Professor Abechan and go on a position. You can't. So you accept something which is emerging, new. Yeah. So this is the journal. It's called Journal of Energy Infrastructure. So if you have an article, we have open. We are open for business. Let me put it that way. So if you have an article that you want to publish, please, we are open. Okay. Yeah. Just get in touch with me, and then, or I'll just share with you the distance, and then you
Doc, please, what's the scope?
please, your voice is far away. I don't know whether it is.
Doc, please, what's the scope? The scope of the journal?
The journal is about infrastructure, but our focus is more on energy, like, power, anything relating to, but it's still construction management, but the focus is more on power and all that. But if you have a research article which is related to something like, let me give you an example, maybe road and how road infrastructure are powered, or buildings and how buildings are powered, that kind of, so it has something to do with energy. In this case, I'm talking about something like electricity, fuel, and all the energy that you can think of, and then infrastructure. Okay, so it has an aspect of construction, has an aspect of energy, has an aspect of sustainability, has an aspect. So that's the focus. Yeah.
And please, what's the quarter now?
What is the word?
The quarter. The quarter.
The impact factor.
Yes, please.
The impact factor. I don't think right now we are, but the thing is that with these kind of journals, just like one journal, I became part of it. They move very fast. When I say they move very, I think currently they have not ranked it yet because it's new. This journal is very new. We started publishing on June. Look at it. It's very new. If our first editorial, this thing came out in June. 1st June. It's very new. So I don't think currently it has been ranked yet. Because I think when a journal starts, we put a journal out, I think it takes a minimum of 6 months to a year before, because here is the case. Look at even the number of articles that we have, the published ones, and then the ones in press. So you can see that we are very new. So maybe I would say give us 6 months to a year. Yeah, but I will encourage you to submit your article now, because some of these kind of journals, they move very fast. Let me give you an example. That's what I was going to say. This journal, for example, is called Discover Environment. Right? When this journal were out, I think somebody like Joshua will remember this. We published an article there, circular economy barriers using scientometric method, or scientometric review, or something like that. Do you? Yeah. At the time that we were publishing in this journal, they were new. They have come into the scene, and they had nothing. Like when I say nothing, their impact factor was not clear, or something like that. But today, within I think a year or two, now their impact factor is up there. They are now Q1. It was the last time I checked, I think they had 4 point something. Yeah. And they are moving, which they will continue to move. Meaning anyone who has published in this journal will benefit, because now the journal is seen as a Q1 journal. You get my point. So I think when some of these things come out, take advantage of it, especially if the journal has a prospect. You can see that the journal has a prospect. I think you have to take advantage of it. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Right now, we don't have. I don't think with this journal we have any impact factor. To be honest with you, I don't think we have. There's nothing called impact factor here. Yeah. Okay. So those of you who are interested, so we are into energy, green buildings, all these retrofitting. zero carbon, sustainability, energy efficiency, that stuff. And wind turbine or turbines, like solar panels. Yeah, so any research relating to this, that's the kind of stuff. So you just bring it. And as I said, try and publish here. If you have, within a year or two, the impact factor will be up there. And it will even be difficult for you to submit your article. That's the thing. Because right now, discover environment, I think it will be difficult. If your article is not good, you will not be accepted. Let me give you another example. So this journal to smart and sustainable environment. I remember very well when I was submitting my paper on PPP in Ghana. At that time, the paper had a very poor impact factor. I remember very well. Impact factor. I remember even my supervisor mentioned that why are you submitting your paper in this kind of journal? This journal is a poor journal. Why? At that time, I think the impact factor was 0.8 or 0.7 or so. Then at that time, they have just appointed a new editor. That editor is very good. That editor, I even have a picture with him at the New Zealand conference. Those of you who still remember, when I went to New Zealand, I had a picture with that editor. At that time, they have just appointed him, and when he took over, he made so many changes. And today, look at where the impact factor. Nowadays, if you are trying to submit in smart and sustainable built environment, it's not that easy. That's the truth. I don't know whether some of you have tried recently, but you can see it's not that easy. Well, I remember that time when I submitted that paper where they had an impact factor of 0.8 or something. Even the editor came back to tell me that there are certain things I have to correct, make some changes, and polish it and put the paper there, blah blah blah. And I was like, wow. Then, but today I think if you put something like that, they will do Dex reject. They will not even look at your paper. So some papers, some journals, I think if you see their prospects, you have to just take advantage of it. Yeah, that's what I think. So that's what I would suggest. It's not always the case that you have to publish in top tier journal. It's good, it's true, especially now, if it is relating to your PhD. There are certain data and some things that you can't just put them anywhere. If you like it's about your PhD, you need that paper for promotion or something important, then that one, look for top tier journals. Don't waste them in some of these new journals. But if you have a paper which is not that, you are not going to use it for any promotion, but you are trying to publish, and then you think that maybe in future it will do well, I will suggest it's good for you to look at some of these new journals. That's my suggestion. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But if you think that data set, that article is so important to, let's say, your PhD or anything that you are doing, then put it into a good journal. In that case, look for a top tier journal. But remember, if you want to put a paper also in a top tier journal, remember that you have to prepare the paper or the article very well. Yeah, that's what I would say. Okay. Yeah. Any question from anyone before? Yeah, please, you can talk.
Okay. So, Doug, about the comments, what are you going to do? Because I tried reading last week. last 2 days, and
Mhm.
my head was even aching me because, like you said, I didn't understand some of the comments when I read the paper, like generic comment. I said, what is this? So I closed that comment and tried to relieve some stress.
So there are
Yeah.
two things I want. Two things I want to do. Two things, and I'm waiting till Monday and do something. I want to run the because you need to have evidence before you talk. You can't just go and say anything. So I think Monday I'll run the whole thing through 1018 and check the AI content. Then I'll generate the AI report. Then send the reviewer. I'm sorry, the editor uh, an email, and then tell the editor that we are addressing the comment, but he should also take note that maybe the this thing is generated by AI. Yeah, and some of the comments they are so generic, they don't make sense, they don't have anything. Right now, I have another issue which is under I have another paper which is under contentious this thing review, or like there is a contention, there is an issue with that. The reviewers use AI to generate the comment. So we discovered that myself, I think, yeah, Joshua is even part of that paper. And then, so I think a few days ago, is it yesterday or 2 days ago, the editor wrote back to me, and the editor said they have cancelled all the all the AI generated comments. So now they have sent the paper to an entirely new reviewers, and they have told the new reviewers that no one should generate anything with AI. They should pass their genuine comments on the paper. Yeah. Okay, Joshua, you wanted to say something? Please talk.
I think on this, maybe my one thing I would want to also add to it is we might also want to, thankfully, that's a systematic review paper. The editor is very reasonable and has done this. With this, is there a way we can address it? Because with these AI generators too, they give disclaimers out that um this should not be used for judgment. So I'm thinking that if we are able to try to work around it, those that are like Noah mentioned, those that are purely generic, just work around it, send it to them, and maybe in our submission, rather notify, they have a comment, rather notify this thing that we felt that some of the comments were so generic because
Yeah.
we believe that the review should help us improve our work and even get it much better.
Yeah.
So down to um especially if we don't meet a reasonable review editor to send in the report. I think um
Mhm.
doing it that way would be very good because
Okay.
I've read the accuracy on these things, and other editors may use that to, what do you want to say? The accuracy or this, that is not that. But from our own human judgment, we can see that, okay, this is so generic. The work has not been even thoroughly read through. We
Yeah.
can pass that comment down to maybe just
Okay.
try to substantiate it with reports which whose accuracy there is a disclaimer on.
Yeah, there's a
That,
question.
yeah, that is what I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I think we will do it that way. But to add to what Joshua is said, we need to have that evidence as well. Because the reason why I'm saying I made the evidence, I mentioned the evidence thing is that some of the editors also are of the view that, like, upon what basis are you making this claim? So, for example, if you go and say that, oh, looking at the paper, the thing is too generic, and maybe you suspect there is an AI or something, somebody will ask you upon what basis, or if you want to even challenge, then the comment and say that, okay, the comment looking at the thing is too generic, and we think maybe there's something wrong somewhere. The editor or the editorial team will ask upon what basis. But I think if you have the AI thing with you, yes, it is not the best, because the AI to like, as I was talking to one professor, and as we have also come to notice, some of the things that come out of the AI reports are false positives. We have false positives and false negatives and whatever. So yeah, but I think there must be an evidence. You need to have evidence before you talk. Because if it will be more of like you are accusing somebody wrongly, or you are saying something which is not based on anything. But if there is evidence to show, and then there's consistency. For example, if you look at this thing, short dashes, long dashes, and all that. I was talking to one professor, and the professor said that we used not to write like this. So how come? So immediately you see that thing, then there's something going on, because these things were not common. Even all of us can attest to this fact that, like, writing with long dashes, there's something. But you can't just look at the thing on the face value and just make a claim. There must be something to support you. So I think it must be there, but the communication must also be done in such a way that it will not be like maybe you are just putting everything somewhere, but there is evidence to support your point. So Joshua, yeah, I agree with your point. That's what I'll do. But I think we need to have that evidence down there, so that when we are done, the ones that we think we can address, that makes sense, we address them. And then when we are done, we are submitting, we make the thing that this is what is going on. The reason why I'm saying this is important is that recently there's one paper that I published with one lady in Newcastle. And the paper went on. Actually, we're going for the 5th round, which has never been heard of. It's not common for people to be going for 5th round of review. It's not common. I'm not saying that this has never happened before. So the thing was like, what is going on? Why is this particular? And it was coming from one person. Why is this particular person? Anytime the paper goes to him, he will come back with a long list of comments, and the comments are not like, maybe, normally if you are doing a genuine review and you generate, or you produce a report, and when the report goes to the authors, and they address the comment, and the revised manuscript come back to you, what you have to look at is whether the authors have addressed the comment that you passed. And if they have not addressed all the comments, maybe you tell them to improve upon it. So normally, reviews start from major review, then it will go into minor review, and then it will go into acceptance. Depending on the number of times the whole thing will go. But here is the case that this particular person is not like that. Like, if the person passed A comment, the next comment that will come, they are about B. The next comment that will come is about D. They are not related. So what is going on? Okay, so the lady and myself, we decided to take all his previous comments. We put them together, and we put them in Turnitin. And then we got to know that the guy has been generating the whole thing with AI. Okay, so fast forward, we send the evidence to the editor. So the editor saw it, and the editor said, "Oh, he didn't know. That's why this guy keep." The editor even came back with some funny comment. That's why this guy keep on bringing comments and comments and comments and comments. We were going for 5th round with the same person. So the editor accepted the paper. The paper has even been published. It's now online. So yes, there must be a way to handle some of these issues. But nowadays, what I'm trying to tell you, Joshua, is that it has become common and it's real that people are generating comment with AI. They don't generate the comment by themselves. Like the example I gave to you, you send an invitation to someone, somebody accepts it within 10 to 15 minutes. The person has generated 7 to 10 pages report of comment. Hey, are you a machine for you to generate a 7 to 10 page report, full report? So not like maybe each paragraph is just like one sentence. It's like full report with details. So yeah. I think you at that time you have not joined. I mentioned that it's a big problem now because I think many editorial teams and publishers, they are trying to find a middle ground. I think we are at more of like a chaos stage. There's a theory about this. We are at a stage where we are like at the stage where there's confusion. I believe a time will come where there will be like a middle ground or where everything will settle. I believe so. Yeah, because if you read the history, I read something. They said when calculators and co came, even some professors went on demonstration. When calculators, like when they started they started making calculators, people went on demonstration saying that calculators will take their jobs and blah blah blah. Just like how now people are saying that AI will take their jobs and all that. But I believe a time will come where we'll come to a point where like things will be normalized. Yeah, but right now, to be honest with you, is a big problem because editors don't know how to go about it, reviewers don't know how to go about it, publishers don't know how to go about it, even schools don't know how to go about it. There's total confusion about the thing because if you don't take care, as Joshua rightly explained, you may even accuse somebody also wrongly. Yeah, because I mean there are situations where the AI tools, some of them also give false negatives and positives. Meanwhile, maybe the people involved, they have not used AI or they didn't even use AI, but you go and accuse a person. So it's a challenge, it's a problem, to be honest with you, but I think we shall overcome, but we are not there yet. We are still at the stage where there's confusion, Yeah. I think it's a change management theory or something. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's a theory about that. I think I remember something like that. Okay, thank you. I think somebody wanted to pass a comment. You can talk.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk. I think it's good we are having these discussions because it's a topic of contention everywhere. Um, in terms of what you are talking about, I think let's also look at the flip. Currently, I'm reviewing for one of the Emerald journals and Ecamp and SASB, and there is this paper that I've been on. I just realized that yesterday the editor even sent me their new submission. You give them the same comments, you follow up, it will come. They will not just do anything about it. They will just fit in something there. You get it. You read it, you take time out of your busy schedule. You read actually what you gave them initially, and it will come and they've not done anything about it.
They have not made changes.
If they even done it, it's not satisfactory. So, and when you pass it, it's on your name. I think I see on LinkedIn why did the paper got published is now retracted, and I'm very careful about that. Your name as a reviewer, you put the journal also on a very bad note.
That's
So
right.
I think like you must ensure rigorous academic integrity, especially if you think something is not wrong. Like one of the papers that I reviewed, there was a paper from China. They did something from on cost engineering and stuff, and they are talking about validation and they are using reliability. Like if you want to do validation, there is the internal content ICVI there, and
Mm.
you are referring reliability as validation. That is methodologically wrong, and their
Yes.
result has to be reproducible. So if the person is not getting this done, initially they said they will get it done. Like you're saying, I believe on both coins, one thing that AI will do wrong to us is claiming false expertise. We all use
Exactly.
it,
Oh
but
yeah.
you have to understand the things that you are using, what is actually giving you, so that when anyone calls you on, you can talk about it. I believe if the person knew that um when you do Chromeba Alpha, it's not a validation tool, they would have stopped it right from there. But
Yeah.
here is the case. It has been twice the person have submitted, and it has been twice I've spoken about it. So
Mm.
on the flip, you cannot say that maybe the reviewer is using AI or something. It's your
That's
own
right.
actions.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so I just wanted to pack. I'm hoping that today I'm trying to work on the new this thing they sent to me. And I will
Mm.
see that maybe they've made the changes, because I do not want my name to be on a paper that
Paper, yeah.
if I see something is not something is not right with it,
Yes.
especially methodological wise.
Mm.
Because we all look at other people, their methodology to learn from.
That's
Hmm.
right.
So that's what I wanted to pass by.
Wow. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I agree with you. So it's just once again, I believe we are in a we are in a situation where I mean there's confusion everywhere, Joshua. So it's not only from your end,
And
it's everywhere.
I agree with Joshua because there are some of the journals like this journal. They
Okay.
also publish open access frontiers in the
Oh, the
building.
frontiers, yeah.
When you review for them, they put your name on it, and
Mm.
they will put your name there as a reviewer. They will add your email address. So
Hey,
yes, so the paper, what I reviewed one of the papers. So most of the time when I'm reviewing for them, I'm very straight because the review I did for them, they published that my name is on it as a
wow.
reviewer. My email address is under it. So in case they have any problem with the paper, people can attack me straight ahead.
Yes, that's the thing. That's where that's the thing. So I don't know.
I think one thing I also do is things I don't understand, I let the editor know. Please,
Mm.
I don't have any expertise in
In
this
this
area.
area. Yeah,
Let a third eye look at it. So all these things are documented.
great. I agree with you because somebody can take you on, but once you have it documented, if anything comes up, you can produce it and show it to them. But I don't know why Frontiers have that kind of policy. But I know other journals are trying to do the same. But for them, I mean, other publishers, for them, what they do is that they ask you whether you want to. So it's more of like voluntary. It's not like it's not something compulsory. So I don't know whether I don't remember the last time I reviewed for Frontiers. But if you check and there is an option where you can opt to opt out or make sure your name will not be published, I think you have to select that instead of agreeing to a position or a situation where your name will be out there, because your name being out there is a bit dangerous, to be honest with you. Anybody can attack you anytime. Yeah, especially if somebody reads something and the person is not happy with how the thing went, or maybe the paper is not like as Joshua said, is not reliable, or is not valid, or has some issues, the person may see you to be the one who you didn't do your work well, and they will attack
They
you. So
even add your institution to it.
yeah, so it's a very, very, very dangerous. So to me, if you have such a policy, I personally I would decline. I will not I will not review. The reason being that, hey, no one knows. Yeah, not that you are doing something bad. It's not about bad. That is why many publishers make it a peer review process more anonymous. Your names and all that do not appear. But if you are going to put my name there, then I have to also do my homework well, so that I don't get into trouble. Because nowadays people read about people a lot online. So we are all almost like everybody's online. Yeah. Because if right now I decide to search for any of you here, I think majority of you or all of you, your details are online. They are there. I can read about you, the things that you are doing, where you went to 3 months ago, 2 months ago, what you are, the conferences, programs, the awards that they have given to you, this, that, your friends, photos, this, so many things. So people are reading people, and nobody knows when somebody go and read about your comment, a comment that you pass about a paper that maybe the paper has issues or something. So I think consider that if you see that they have an option where you can say that I don't want my name to be put out there, I think select that. Yeah, because it's better for your name to be hidden than for your name to be out there, and then your institution. To me, it's a bit dangerous. Yeah, that's what I would say. Not that you have anything to hide, but just to protect yourself from attacks and from all enemies. For not all men have faith. I think it's in the Bible or something. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I would say. The comment, let's work on the comment, but for the comment, somebody like God's Way, if any of you want to work on any of the comments, you're allowed to do it. I'm also going to do the same. So let's all do it together. The reviewer, the editor gave us 4th, but I'm going to send an email to the editor that the 4th is too early, too close. So possibly I'm going to take another 2 weeks more. But the best thing on the notes is the earlier the better. That's the thing. But looking at the comment, we need to take our time to address and then also produce some evidence to support our argument that the comments were generated with AI and all that. We need to just put things in proper perspective. Aside that, with respect to our papers, our paper, what is that? The second paper. I think we have to continue working on it. Is there anyone who has a comment? Because I have done my introduction. I don't know about the rest. Where is that thing? So if you are also on it, keep doing it. Okay, keep doing it. Let's try and do this as soon as possible. At least I want us to, at least by the end of the year, if we can get this thing done, at least for this year and the next year, we look at something else. That would be great. But let's try and get this one done. So somebody like Bismarck, Noah, and who again? Okay, I've done mine. I also got to know during the week that we have not written the methodology. So the methodology, I don't know whether I should help. I don't know. So let me know. And this is between God's Way and Noah about the methodology, because the last time the methodology I saw, it's just like one paragraph, almost like nothing has been done. Yeah. So let me know. the reason why I wanted Gosway, Benjamin, and Noah to do this, these three people to do the methodology, is that you guys have been involved in this whole retrieving the papers and doing the selection of the papers and then all the analysis. And when somebody does that, it's easier for the person to document the methodology, because the methodology is all about what we have done. It's easier because you guys have been part how we did the critical appraisal of the articles using the JBI.
Doc, please, I can help a little bit, but I'm
Okay.
preparing for my confirmation next week, so
Okay. No, you finish. You finish.
Yes, I want to finish.
Yeah,
first.
you finish first. Yeah, but for now, Noah and what's the name? Gosway, please, if you can help. If you can help
Yes.
complete the methodology part. Then also the analysis. Gosway, how far?
Doc, so with the analysis, I haven't done much on it. I was hoping by my deadline I should have been done with
Okay.
it. But I was hoping that last week I asked about
Yes.
the sensitivity
Yes, I'm ready for it.
and all of
I'm
that.
just
So
going to take you through
Uh-huh.
one. The sensitivity analysis. The issue is that the data that we have is not supportive of what I want us to do with the sensitivity analysis. So for now, the sensitivity analysis will be like kind of, we'll pause on it. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'll take you through the relative importance index right now. Yeah, because what I wanted us to do with the data that we have, I think we need to consider a larger sample size next time.
Okay.
Make our work to make the kind of results I want to see better. Because other than that, we'll get something that when we send it to the reviewers, they will challenge us. Okay, so but with respect to the relative importance index, during the week I did some paper. I wrote a certain paper on ESG during the week, and I'm going to use the same idea to teach you guys. So it's going to be brief. It's not that difficult. It's something that many of you can do. It's not something that we have to spend too much time on. So God's way, you can take notes and do the same.
Okay.
So this is what I did.
Yes.
So initially,
Doc, please, sorry to cut you. Before you proceed, I just wanted to there is this thing that I took notice of in some of the papers. Is they use frameworks to actually test, the adoption or the challenges or barriers to BIM. Is that also good? Because instead of, at times researchers just collect data on maybe the factors, the barriers, and that is it. But then other studies have gone on to use frameworks to more or less like the maybe diffusion of innovation theory or the theory of technology adoption acceptance model. Yeah,
model,
just to test the adoption. Should such papers be taken out?
unless I see the content and how the test was done. Was it done quantitatively or qualitatively? That's the question.
Quantitative. It's quantitative.
Yeah, if it's quantitative, then we have to add it because I mentioned that meta-analysis dwell largely on quantitative studies, or with meta-analysis, we prefer quantitative research design. Any paper which has been designed, has been conducted with quantitative method, that is what meta-analysis is in favor of or for. So if there is a framework and that framework has been tested quantitatively, then we have to use it. It has to be part of our paper. Yeah. But the question then the next question is, what are you going to extract from it? That's the next question, which is like what we call the outcome variables, or what we call the dependent variables. And independent variables and the rest. Yeah. So Yeah, that is what we need to look at. What we are looking for, are they within that paper? If yes, paper will be added. If no, then we have to consider taking it out, because you are not under any compulsion. Even if it is a quantitative paper, you are not even under any compulsion to put any paper into your article or to add it to your study
Okay.
if you think it's not relevant to what you are doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So this is what
Thank you
I
for the
did.
clarity.
You're welcome. This is what I did. So you can see some, I have identified some factors here, many factors, right, from the papers. And the word occurrence here is the number of times a paper occurred. So here I dealt with 62 articles. I used 62 articles that I selected. 62 articles, based on the final paper selected for the review. There are 62. Okay, so within the 62 articles, this is the number of times this factor was seen in the 62 articles, 24 times. 24 times. Then the second factor, it was seen 8 times, the next 14 times, and so forth. Okay, in the articles. Great. Now I computed what we call the weighted average, or not the weighted average, I will use the word the weighting function, or the weight. It's the same as a fuzzy. What I've taught you in fuzzy, the same. The same. So what did I do? To get the weight of the first factor, you just have to take the 24, then you divide it by the total number of occurrences within this component. The component, I mean, all the economic, this is economic, environmental indicators. It's not economic, environmental. All the components that come under environmental component, you do the same. I mean, you add all of them. When you add, you get 261. 261. So the 261, if you want to get a weight of the first factor, you just divide the 24 by 261. 24 by 261. 24 by 261. And I did the same for all of them. And that gives me the weight. Okay, that's with respect to that group. That's their weight within the group. But if you want to know the weight of the entire data set of that same factor, what you have to do is that you take the factor occurrence, which is 24, and then you divide it by this time around total. Total means all the occurrences for all the components, which in this case I got a total of 694. In total, all the occurrences sum up to 694. Great. So 694, you take 24, then you divide the 24 by the 694, and that will give you the weight with respect or in relation to the entire data set. The first weight is for the component, within that component, the weight, or their kind of their contribution. The weight here simply means the contribution of the thing to the. Then now I come to the relative importance index. How did I get the relative importance index? Very simple. If you want to get a relative importance index for the entire component, which in this case, the environmental indicators, you take this 264, then you divide by the total number of articles. This time around, it's not the total number of occurrences, but the number of articles or the number of papers. So here is going to be 264 to 261 divided by what? The 62, and that will give you 4.21. If you want to get the relative importance index for each indicator, what you have to do is you take the occurrence the occurrence, which is 24, then you divide it by 62, the number of papers, which is 62. You have to do the same for all of them, and that will give you the relative importance index. Well, you have to do the same for all the other ones, and that will give you that. Okay, so which one do you rank? It depends on the kind of ranking that you want to do, or it depends on the kind of ranking that you want to make. You can use the weight as you, if you want to know the contribution of each of the indicators within their component, then I will suggest you use this one. Okay. And then if you also want to know the weight with respect to the occurrences for the entire data set or the entire occurrences, or how all these factors appear in the paper, then go for the second one. But with respect to this is more like, I will use the word bigger, or the biggest in the sense that if you want to know their relative importance, how relevant they are in terms of their contribution and in terms of how they affect decisions being made on, in this context, ESG indicators, and the papers that were selected, then it's better you rely on the relative importance index. So any of the rankings can work for you, depending on what you want to explain, what you want to interpret. If you want to interpret based on just the appearances, then the weightings to me will be better. But if you want to look at it in terms of the entire study, in terms of the papers, then rely on the relative importance index. So that is what you have to do. In our case, I think just go ahead and just compute the relative importance index. You don't have to do the weightings. But if you want to do the weightings too, that would be great. It will also be accepted, or it will be acceptable if you want to do that. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Any comments? This is easy, straightforward. Any comment on this? And based on the rankings, or based on the relative importance index, you can rank the component which is the highest, the lowest, and blah blah blah. In this context, unfortunately, the first one became the first, the second one became the second, and the third one. But it's possible you may have different components, different classifications. That maybe some of them, the first may be the last one, the second one will be the this and that and that. Okay, so it depends on your classifications and whatever you do with it. And also maybe somebody will ask, is it compulsory to classify your factors? The answer is no, because there are many studies that have seen that they don't put the classifications out there. They just do the relative importance index, but later after they have run something like factor analysis, and they have determined, I'm talking about exploratory factor analysis, and they have determined the component. After that, then they put out the relative importance index. Yeah, but if you already have the components classified, or if you can easily classify the component, just like what I have done here, where I put the environmental indicators here, the governance indicators, and then what? The social indicators. Then it's up to you to do what you think is okay for you. It's up to you to do it. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Any question on this? This is straightforward. I don't think this is difficult to learn, unless maybe there's something that you want to ask. God's way.
I'm okay. It's clear.
Yeah. Okay. So we can use this and we can add it to our paper, and that would be great. Also, I recommend you look at this guy's paper. There is a paper. The paper written, I think I've shared that paper with you before in the past. Is it why construction fails or something? It's more of, yeah, I shared that paper some time ago with all of you. They describe, the authors described how they did their meta-analysis in terms of getting their relative importance index. They took another, or they used another approach to get that. Some construction delays. I think this paper. I think so. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, so get this paper. Within the paper, they have described how they did their meta-analysis. And also how they use relative importance in the index to get the critical factors, the critical delays in construction management. So you can just look at how they did that. Just check that paper, check this paper. Yeah, but you can also use my approach. Yeah, and that also work. Any of them that you think you are okay. It's just about the computation of, I guess you all know how to compute relative importance index, right? I have even a video on it. Yeah, some of you can consider using relative importance index for even if you have some factors or something, or some things that you want to rank, instead of using the mean score ranking, you can use relative importance index to do that. Yeah, that will give it a little bit, it will make it a bit robust. A bit. I mean, it doesn't mean that if you don't use other things, it will not make robust, but yeah, that's my suggestion anyway. Okay, if nobody has a question, I think now everything is clear. So please, let's all keep on doing our part. Yeah, until God's way will finish that section, the remaining sections cannot be completed. In the sense that we need the resource, we need the interpretation of the resource before we can do discussions. Yeah, because you can't do discussions if you have not seen how the results look like. So God's way, we are waiting on you. We are waiting for you to complete your section and then give it to us. Then the rest of us will look at the other sections of the paper. Okay. Yeah. On that note, if nobody has a question, then I think we can end the meeting so that we can go. Is there any comment or question, something that somebody wants to ask? No question. Okay, if no question, then thank you for coming. Thank you, Joshua, Benjamin, Gosway, Noah. And have a great weekend.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.